Hi, everybody. Today we are going to do something a little more free. Don't really have a specific plan in mind. I simply wanted to have a quiet conversation with you, and I'll be using a few still lives and landscapes as a way to explore some of the topics I'd like to address today. First of all, thank you so very much for being part of this journey. We are now a community of 15,000 people, and that's amazing. I am genuinely happy that we are building something good here because there's nothing pretentious about this space. There is no pressure, no hidden agenda. Our only goal is to open your heart to making art, if that's something that you want, and if that's something that you need to do regardless of what your day job is, regardless of your daily routine of what to do for a living. And if you are an artist, if you are just beginning, or if you're doing this for quite a while already and you just need some inspiration or something to guide you through a different path, anything, having something that you can do to express your inner voice, to organize your thoughts, to address your emotions, or simply to finish something that is incredibly powerful. And it's about that quiet, satisfying feeling of accomplishment, starting something and seeing it through to the end. That for me is what art often is. When I'm stuck in a project or overwhelmed, I step away and do something else. Sometimes it is a creative thing, but sometimes it just isn't. I might go and have a coffee. I might tend to do some gardening, and I might go do some carpentry, something very simple that helps settle my mind. And this is exactly what I hope that these exercises will become for you. I hope that they are part of that helps you lose your fear of making art. But not only that, your fear of making something that might express your emotions. Even if you keep it to yourself, even if it's something that you are never going to share with the world, even if no one else ever sees it, it is something that can help you emotionally. And hopefully, this is something that we are building here. Okay, so now this second piece, which happens to be my favorite from this batch, unfortunately, it wasn't fully recorded because I didn't realize the battery had died in the process. So I'm very sorry about that. But I would still like to explain the process. So I started by painting the background in a plain flat color. Then I added the elements gradually, like the first layer of snow, the second layer of snow, the greenish to add some contrast, and that tiny little house that is the focal point of the whole thing. And that was really all it took for the piece to feel complete. It's a very similar process to what we are going to do in this next piece as well. When you are painting or making anything visual or doing anything manual, okay, there is always some concern about the final result, about what it is going to become. But I believe the real magic lies in the process itself. Of course, most of the time, it is important to have some kind of control over what you're doing, but in art, especially, it can be incredibly valuable to simply let things flow. Art is a form of communication. We all agree with that. And real communication isn't one sided. It isn't just one voice speaking while the other listens. True communication happens when you speak, then listen, then you speak again, allowing the other voice to exist and to resonate. You don't have to agree with, you don't have to comply with it, but understanding and appreciating it matters. For instance, here, while I'm working on these landscapes, I'm sure I had something different in mind at the beginning. I may have imagined different contrasts, different colors, different outcomes, but I allowed the work to take its own shape. And in the end, it doesn't only work if it matches precisely what I originally envisioned. It works if it communicates something. You don't have to like everything you make. You don't have to enjoy the process of everything. You don't have to love every finished piece, okay? What matters most is that it brings you something you can recognize in yourself and perhaps apply to other areas in your life. In this piece, for instance, I decided to take a different direction from the previous ones. I went bolder with more color, leaning more towards a warmer feeling, not because it's better than the first ones, but because it talked to me differently. It's something I wasn't planning, and I simply allowed the work to follow its own flow. So, this happens most often when you're working in a more abstract or minimalist piece. And of course, if you're painting something more hyper realistic, your goal is to represent reality as closely as possible. So that brings a different kind of focus. But when you're not attached to that obligation, when you allow your work to flow its own path, something very special can happen, and it can be healing. It can help you communicate better with your creative self. One thing I think affects many of us is the constant expectation of being understood. We want to be accepted, we want to be understood. And when that doesn't happen, we sometimes feel as though the world is against us. But understanding and acceptance are not the same thing. I can disagree with you and still like you. And I often find it interesting when talking to someone with very different views and they can't accept that different opinion exists. Conversations become battles instead of exchanges, and that's exactly the kind of relationship I hope you don't have with your own art. Let your art talk. Sometimes let it dominate. Sometimes accept that you might be simply wrong. In this piece, for example, I wanted the feel to be warmer, but it simply went its own way. And you know what? That worked. That's fine. I was wrong. It works better like this, and I'm in peace. I hope that you are making peace with your creative self, slowly removing the pressure of having to control everything and having to always know the outcome. When you approach your relationship with your inner artist, it's something that you can learn from rather than something that you must dominate. That relationship becomes much healthier. And even if you are a trained artist, even if you have a formal background, even if you've been making art for long enough, most artists struggle with their relationship with their own work. Sometimes it helps to simply let the work do the talking. You don't always have to be the dominant voice. Sometimes you can just be the instrument. And there is real beauty in that. So, once again, thank you for everything we shared this year. It has been an incredible experience here with you. And for those who don't know, I am an introvert with social anxiety. And even though this is not physical, this is not close contact interaction, but it has helped me beyond expectations with my interactions with people. And thank you so much for that. And I do hope to share much, much more with you in the coming year. Okay. I hope we discover more, that we try more, that we explore more, and that we will allow ourselves to do more. And these are the results of what we've done today. I hope you've learned something new today. And more than that, I hope that you are making peace with your creative self. As always, keep on practicing and thank you for joining us.